Hey TRW crew, in this video I'm going to show you a tool that is really going to help your business, and that tool is the TRW Business Profit Calculator. So obviously an important part of business is, am I making money? Sometimes that can be hard to see. It can be hard to see what the costs are in an individual order. It can be hard to figure out, am I pricing this product correctly? Am I making money based on what I'm pricing it at and my costs? All those sorts of questions. This is something that frequently TRW gets asked. So this tool is going to help you figure that out. In this video, I'm going to give you a demo, an overview of this product. In a separate video, I'm going to show you the setup process for this tool. But let's give an overview of it. How can this help you? So first, you can see here at the top in the header, there's information about the customer. So let's pretend that we got an order in. We got an order in for some shirts. So in the top here, we're going to start our job. And you can see we're going to enter in the customer name, address, phone number, email, spot for order number, basic information. Next, we're going to put the job details. So you can see here, the first thing is time for setup and design. Now, what is setup and design? Well, setup and design is that whole process when a customer contacts you and they say, hey, can you help me? I want this shirt, and maybe they send you an image and you help design it and you send it back to them, and you're talking on the phone, maybe you're doing some email correspondence. Well, all of that is time, right? And time is money. It's costing your business something to do that. And so we want to account for that. Maybe you're not currently accounting for it. Well, this calculator is going to help remind you, you need to account for that. So let's say it took 30 minutes to do that. Well, next, did you charge them for it? And if you did, was it prepaid or not? You can see here, if it was prepaid, you put yes. If not, you put no. And then it's going to ask you, what was the design and setup fee? What did you charge the customer? Again, maybe you're not charging the customer. It's a good idea to charge because this is costing you your business time and therefore money. So let's say for this particular order, we charge $25 for that 30 minutes. Okay, next, time to produce one product. Again, if you're just starting out, you might think it's not taking you very long to produce a product. It's a good idea to time yourself, to figure out exactly how long it's taking you, right? So for this order, let's say on average, it's taking us about 10 minutes to do a single shirt, okay? And this information is per product here, so time to produce one shirt. Next is total quantity to be produced. So what's the quantity of this order? How many shirts do they want? So let's say they want 30. The next piece of information is turnaround time. How quickly do they need this order? We'll just do something standard like 5 to 7 business days. Then miscellaneous job cost. This is maybe something that isn't accounted for at the top, like installation fee. Maybe you're doing decals and the customer says, I want you to come and install the decals. Well, you can include that cost here. Or let's say it's shipping. Maybe it costs $20 to ship these shirts. Well, you can enter that in and then put a description so you remember what that charge was for or that cost. And so do USPS shipping. But let's say for this order, they're coming to pick it up. So no shipping. Okay, lastly in this header section, you can see screen print / other single transfer sheet costs. So if you're doing screen print, you can put your sheet costs here and it's actually going to account for that. So maybe it's $5 or maybe you're using some other kind of transfer. You can put that here. And let's say you gang up designs on a single sheet. And so maybe there's 3 per sheet. It's going to tell you it's $1.67 per design per sheet. Okay, but for this order, no screen print. So we're going to put that at 0 and we're going to move on. Okay, next part of the calculator. Well, we need to figure out what materials are we using for this order. So let's enter our materials. So this particular order, let's say they want rhinestones. We're going to do SS10 and we'll do some crystal rhinestones. And let's say for one shirt, it's 150 stones. And again, this is materials per product. So you're not entering in all the materials for the whole job. It's just per product here. So it's 150 stones for this design. And that's going to cost us 44 cents. In the other video, I'll show you how we arrive at this cost, 44 cents. But for now, we'll just keep moving on. Okay, next section, let's say that's all the stones. And now we want to add some HTV. So we're going to add some heat transfer vinyl here. So maybe let's do some glitter. And we'll do gold and dimensions. Again, this is just going to be the material used for one shirt. So we'll say 3 by 7. And you can see the cost is 33 cents. Let's do glitter, black, silver. Let's say that's 5 by 5 of material. And then we'll do glitter and maybe, let's do royal blue. So do royal blue, and that's going to be 4 by 9. Okay, so we can see our different costs for HTV here are all automatically displayed. Okay, so that's all the HTV. We don't have any foil. If we did, we could include that here. You can see the different TRW foil is already here for you. Sign vinyl, we don't have any of that, so we can skip that. Base and other materials. Well, what are base and other materials? These are just things that are in part of the production process that cost something, but aren't a material that shows up on the shirt. So these are things like magic flock, right? We've got rhinestones, so we're going to need that. We're going to need our template material. So let's enter that in. So magic flock says estimated times used. Well, how many times are we going to use this material? We're going to use this template material, at least, this template's going to be used at least 30 times because there's 30 shirts. So we're going to enter 30 there. And that's important to put how many times used. That's going to help diffuse the cost of that material. Length, let's say this is 6 by 6 for the template. You can see it's 4 cents. Well, what if we had put 1? Maybe this is a highly custom shirt, it's only for one person. If we put 1, you can see that template material costs $1.08 now, right? Because it's not, remember, this is information per product. So since we're doing 30 shirts here, it's going to divide that template by 30. So the per product cost per shirt is only 4 cents. Okay, next, well, we need to have some rhinestone transfer tape, right? Since we're doing rhinestones here, and we could use that maybe 3 times per sheet, and it's going to be 6 by 6 as well. So you can see it comes out to 7 cents. Okay, so we have those materials. Again, if you were doing maybe decals and you want to bling anything material that's here, and any other sort of miscellaneous materials would go in this section. Okay, blanks. Well, T-shirt, let's say the customer brought their own. You could do customer provided, and it wouldn't cost anything, or we're going to provide them the shirt. Let's go with the Gildan Ladies Ultra Cotton. We'll add that, and then size, and then you'll notice the cost here. This is your cost. Keep in mind, this is not the price. This is not what you're charging the customer. This is your cost for the shirt. Lastly, there's a section for upgrades, but there are no upgrades for this order currently, so we'll skip that. Okay, so we've put in all our materials. The next section is going to actually be performing calculations. So the first thing we need to consider is our costs. What are our costs for this order? Well, there's the cost per product here. You can see there's 2 columns, and the cost for the whole job. So each line, we can see our materials. We have our stones here. Per product, it's 44 cents. And then the whole job, if we multiply that by 30, ends up being $13.11. Our HTV cumulatively was $1.29 per product. Multiply that by 30, you can see the whole job cost of $38.75. Base and other materials, that was our magic flock and our transfer tape. That ended up being 11 cents per product, $3.29 for the whole job. Our blanks, that was our t-shirts, $2.78, and whole job, $83.40. Okay, setup and design labor. You can see per product, that's 16 cents. And then for the whole job, it was $4.75. Well, how did we arrive at that? Let's take a quick little detour. We're going to click on this tab called Business Costs. This is a good thing to set up when you first set up your calculator. Okay, so for business cost, you can see here that one of the first things it's going to ask you is what is the hourly wage of your production employee. So maybe you have an employee working for you. You want to enter that in here because, again, when they're producing, it takes 10 minutes, we said, per shirt. That's costing you money. That's labor cost. That may not be something you're accounting for. You need to. That all goes into your profitability. And then the other one is setup and design employee. Maybe you have somebody separate and doing your setup and design, so you want to account for their wage here. If it's the same person, you could put just the same wage in both, or maybe it's you. If it's you who's doing setup and design, assign something for yourself. You should be paying yourself. Okay, and then the rest on this business part, business costs, we have our overhead. So maybe you're in a storefront and you have rent and you need to pay for electric or water or internet. Any of those different costs, we're going to combine and we're going to put here, represent that here. For some of you, it might be a high overhead. Some of you might be low. Maybe you're just starting out and you're working out of your home. But nonetheless, you want to enter in any costs associated with running your business here. Then you want to put how many products you make on average a month. This is going to go into the calculation for the overhead. So just do a guesstimate. How many are you producing on average? Doesn't have to be an exact science. And then lastly, miscellaneous business cost or expense. So this is just anything extra that wasn't in one of these categories above. You can put here and then put a description for it. Okay, so that's the business cost section. Again, you want to put this information in when you first get the calculator. Okay, so that's going to help explain how we got to these numbers. So remember, setup and design labor, and it ended up being 30 minutes. Okay, for the whole job, it was 30 minutes, right? We're not doing it per product 30 minutes. It's one time we're setting it up. And so it's saying, based on your wage that you put in your business cost sheet, for that 30 minutes for the whole job, it cost you $4.75. And if we were to divide that out among 30 products, right, because there's going to be 30 shirts, it ends up being 16 cents that we're spending on setup and design per shirt. Production labor. We said there was 10 minutes per shirt. So if you take the wages for production, that ends up being $1.58 per shirt. And then for the whole job, production labor ends up being $47.50. Again, this is very important information. Think about it. If you didn't account for your labor, that ends up being $50 that you did not account for in cost for this job between setup, design, and production. So that's very important. Lastly, your business overhead. So remember, we enter in that overhead and how many products we're producing per month. So it's going to say, on average, it's going to cost you probably about 71 cents if you were to try to place that business overhead in this order. It's going to cost you about 71 cents per product. And since there are 30 products, about $21.43. Okay, we didn't have any miscellaneous job costs like an installation fee or shipping, and then no screen print transfers. So we can see at the bottom here, our total per product cost is $7.07. Our whole job cost is going to be $212.23. Now this is pretty comprehensive, right? We're covering most everything, all our different materials, our different production materials, like our template material, our transfer tape, and even our labor costs, our overhead, right? We're trying to incorporate as much as we possibly can so we can see what our true profitability is in the end. If we don't have a true picture of our costs, we're never going to figure out how much money we're actually making. Okay, so we've got a pretty accurate idea of what our cost is for this job so far. So next we're going to move on to pricing. Now there's going to be three components in figuring out our profitability. The first was our cost. The second is going to be our discount. Okay, and then the last is going to be our profit margin. We need to figure out how much we want to make on the shirt. But let's focus on pricing and specifically discounting for a second. So let's say you have a new customer and you want to offer them some sort of discount, first time discount. So you can see here, the first spot is discount type. By the way, any box that is sort of this dark gray, not this light gray, but this dark gray here, that is expecting you to input something, okay? So this first box, you need to input something and it's saying what discount you want. Now it could be no discount, but this is a first time customer. So we're gonna put a custom discount, okay? We're just gonna give them 10%. And you can see there's a spot here that says discount custom. We're gonna type in 10. So if we wanted to do that, we would enter in that discount here. Now there is another option, and you can see here there was bulk, and some of you may be doing bulk pricing, quantity-based pricing, meaning the more that the customer buys, the higher the discount is. We've actually provided for that for you, and we've input some bulk pricing. If you go to the bulk pricing tab all the way here on the right, you can see that there are two bulk pricing schedules. Now we've made these schedules for you. You don't have to follow them. You can change them if you want, but this might be a good guide to go off of. And since apparel and decals can be different in terms of margins, profit margins, we have two different schedules here. But you can see it's pretty straightforward. For this tier, between 1 and 11, and that actually should be 9 there. So between 1 and 9, you can see that there's no discount. But between 10 and 24, there's a 10% discount. 25 and 49, it goes up to 15, so on and so forth. Okay, so these are our bulk pricing schedules. When I select bulk here, okay, the next option it's going to be is whether it's apparel or decal, right? We need to tell the calculator which schedule am I using. Well, this order is for shirts, so we're going to pick apparel here. Okay, so you can see it says currently 15% off at quantity 30. Remember, our quantity is 30 for this whole job. And what it's doing, it's doing a lookup of this bulk pricing. And it even highlighted it for us. It's saying, okay, well, this job falls in this tier here. There's 30. That's between 25 and 49. That means they get 15% discount. Okay? So it's automatically going to apply that 15% discount based on our schedule to this order. All right, so we figured out our discount. Let's say we're going to go with our bulk discounting. So they're going to get 15% off this order. Our last thing we need to figure out, remember I said three things. There's our cost, our discount, and the last thing we need to figure out is what do we want to make? What our profit margin is? Well, what is profit margin? Well, it means when we get our sale price, let's say a shirt costs $20, what portion of that are we taking home with us, right? What are we keeping? So if I have a profit margin of 60% and the shirt we're selling is $20, well, that means I'm taking home $12, right? 60% of 20 is $12. This is important to figure out. Maybe you're not conscientious of your profit margin. What am I making? What am I taking home for my products? Well, hopefully this calculator will help you to start thinking about that. So let's say for this order, I want to take home 70%. I feel like that would be a good margin on this product. Okay. So when I enter that in, you can see it's going to do a bunch of calculations. Now, anything that's grayed out, don't worry about. That just means it's not relevant for this order. There's a couple sections that, depending, for instance, if you have upgrades or turnaround times, they become relevant. If it's not relevant, don't focus on it. So you can see here, there are two columns again per product, whole job. And it's saying, okay, if you have a cost of $7.07 per product, and you want to offer the customer a 15% discount, and you want to get 70% of the final takeaway. That's what you want as your profit margin. So we have those three things. It's telling you need to retail this shirt at $27.74. Okay? The sale price after discount, so that means once you apply that 15% discount, it's going to be $23.58. Then it's going to tell you the customer will save $4.16 when you apply the discount. And the potential margin is going to be 70%. That's what we put in here. If you have upgrades involved, that could change, but for right now, it's the same. And then your profit for this shirt is going to be $16.51. Remember, we said we want 70%. Well, if you want to walk away with 70% based on these other factors, you need to price it. The customer eventually, they're going to end up paying $23.58. You'll walk away with $16.51 per shirt. You can see to the right here, it's telling you per job. This is the whole job. So the whole job retail would be $832.26. You'll tell the customer, that's the starting price, but you're going to discount it because they're getting 30. It drops to $707.42. The customer's saving $124.84 by buying 30 shirts. Your margin ends up being 70%, right? It stays the same for the whole job. And you end up making $495.20. So this is telling you your profit or your potential profit, okay? Now, this is your potential profit because you need to make a decision, and that's what this section is down here. You need to decide what you want to actually price it at. So let's say you look at this and you're like, okay, well, it's telling me I should retail it at $27.74, but I think I can retail it a little bit higher. I could probably sell this for $29.99, okay? So this part where it says final product retail price, you're entering in what is actually the final price, okay? This is telling you a suggestion. You're entering in the real price here. So I enter that in, boom, gives me my final numbers automatically. It's telling me, well, if you want to price it at $29.29 or 99 cents, Then your sale price with the 15% discount will be $25.49. That's what the customer is going to pay. They're going to save $4.50. Your margin is really, your actual margin in the end ended up being 72.25%. And your profit is $18.42. On the whole order, you're making $552.52. Not bad. This is a little analysis of your profit analysis of your setup and design fee. Again, it's good to think about this. The setup and design fee got incorporated into the cost, but the charge is kind of separate, right? We charge 25 bucks for it. So it's saying per product, your fee, and it ended up being 25 bucks for the whole job. That's what you charged, which comes out to 83 cents per product. Your setup and design costs, remember we saw that in our costs earlier. It was $4.75 for the whole job, 16 cents per product. That was an 81% margin based on what you charged them and what it actually cost you. And you can see that's not bad. You made $20.25 off the setup and design, and per product that's 68 cents. Okay, so just a little profit analysis of your setup and design fee. Again, we want to be conscientious of that setup and design fee. All right, finally, we're going to look at our summary. So let's bring it home. Let's see what we made on this job and all the different details about the job. So the first thing here is just going to say, reiterate what your retail price was, right? You decided on $29.99. The whole job ends up being $899.70. Your sale price here for per product full job, what the discount was, what the customer ended up saving. Products. So you created 30 products. Production time was 10 minutes per product, 5 hours for the whole thing. Design and setup ended up being 30 minutes for the job. Per product, you spent about 11 minutes between the production time and the design and setup. And then the entire job, you spent around 5 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, that's what it's going to be for this whole job. Design and setup cost. Okay, you can see that that's reiterated here. We have a production cost. Total employee wages, you ended up paying for the whole job $52.25 in wages. Your business overhead has that there. Any miscellaneous costs, there were none for this job. And then materials, we had $138.55 in material costs. That brings our total cost for this job to $212.23. Then we have our product sale price. That ended up being $25.49. That's how much we're actually charging the customer, right, in the end. Turnaround fee, there was none. We're doing it standard time. Setup fee, this is what we charged for it. So this is what you took in. Your total revenue that you ended up taking in the end was $789.75. Okay, that's what you're taking in for this job. So what's the conclusion? Well, our product margin was 72.25%. Our profit was $552.52 for the job. Our margin for the design and setup fee was 81%. If you wanted to combine both of those, well, the design and setup profit was $20, and the total business margin then with that together is 73.13%. Total business profit per hour. So per hour, your business is making $104.14, or if you want to divide that by all the products, it would be $3.47 if you divided that by 30. And then total business profit. So in the end, what you're making, what you're taking home, what you're profiting, it's going to be $572.77 or $19.09 per product. Okay, and remember, this was accounting for the design and setup profit as well. So this is it. This is the bottom line. This is what you're taking home. And this is very important, right? If you're going to be profitable in the business, you need to figure out this stuff, what your costs are, and if you're pricing stuff correctly, so that in the end, are you making money? That's what matters here. So this is very important. So that's an overview. That's a demo of this product. Let me change up a couple little scenarios and see how you can also account for things like upgrades, let's say. So let's say the customer, you talk them into adding some stones. So let's say they're going to add a left sleeve with some vinyl. okay? And that ends up being a $5 upcharge, okay? And let's say it was a name or something, or initials. So let's say the initials are MM here. And so you're going to put that on the sleeve. And you can see here, this part now is active. It was gray before. So you can see that it says upgrades retail price. So this is taking all your upgrades, if you had multiple or there's just one, and it says the retail is $5. We had a 15% discount, so it discounts that upgrade to $4.25. It's telling you you're going to bump your margin. Remember, you were saying you wanted your margin at 70%. You're actually going to bump your margin to $4, or excuse me, you're going to bump it by 4.58%. And that means your new margin, okay, is going to be, with the upgrade, 74.58%, okay? So now with the upgrade, so your suggested retail price, that's the base product, plus your upgrade now, is $32.74. That means the sale price after discount is $27.83. Well, now when we enter in our actual price, we might want to change this, right? So now, because of the upgrade, it's suggesting to me I should retail this at $32.74. Well, maybe you're like, okay, well, you know what? I could sell this probably with the upgrade for about $34.99, right? And it's going to tell you, well, your sale price is going to be $29.74. It's going to give you your actual margin and your actual profit. So this is a nice little feature because it shows how adding an upgrade can increase your profitability. Let's go ahead and also account for turnaround time. So let's say the customer needs it faster, okay? So at first we just did 5 to 7 business days, but let's say they need it in 3 business days. Well, kind of like bulk pricing, we added this turnaround time schedule here. So these values are already inputted for you. You don't have to change them if you don't want, but if you'd like to, you can. So on the left column, we have the length of time, so what the turnaround time is, and then what the markup is on the total order. Okay, so for standard, 0. But if we want to turn around in 4 business days, we're saying to the customer, it's going to cost you 20% of your order to turn it around in 4 business days, right? If you want to jump the line and get this a little bit faster, then that's what it's going to cost you. 3 business days, 25%, right? So we selected 3 business days, and you can see here, now this section is active, okay? So after we get our retail price and sale price, it's also going to add that turnaround time fee. So once we figured out with the upgrade what our price is, it's saying 25% of that price. Okay, if we add that to our order, remember the retail, or the sale price is $27.83. It ends up being $34.79. Okay. And then our potential margin ends up being $79.67%, and then our profit $27.71. So you can see here what that turnaround time is going to do in terms of adding on to our total. And then we ended up retailing this as $34.99. So what it actually ends up being with the turnaround time fee is $37.18. So that's another way to account for your business costs, right? If you have an expedited turnaround time, you can account for that here. So hopefully this gives you an overview of the TRW Business Profit Calculator, and it shows you how you can get better visibility on your costs, a better idea of what you should price out your products, and then ultimately whether you're making money. So I hope you enjoyed this video. There's also going to be a second video that you can find, and that's going to show you how to set up the calculator for the first time.